Hey guys, Harry here, back again with another Bricklaying vlog. This is a weekend garage. This is the first Saturday I've done in 2 years. I wasn't looking forward to it, to be honest, but when I got to the garage, I started working, a different type of brick. I know it sounds daft and I know it sounds a bit novel, but just laying a different type of brick, I was happy being on a different site, and just something in front of me. I know it's only going to be 2 days work from now. From what we did on Saturday, we laid about 400 bricks, probably a bit less, but we did all corners. We built all corners today. We got some new profile setups that I'm going to talk about today, and the height of the garage, as you can see, is very close to the soil height. It isn't stoned up this garage, so it's a bit muddy. So we just had to be careful where we loaded up, so we didn't end up loading up too much in front today because it was a Saturday. We were getting some good pointing practice where Jamie was coming on well with pointing, and we wanted to be off by 11:30, so he was just pointing up after me, and we just loaded enough bricks we needed. We loaded about a pack of bricks out. I used more or less all of them, and then we've got a pack ready to use on Monday. Because there's, on this particular garage, I've never done one like this before that's had a 13-inch pillar on the front. It has like a brick and a half pillar on the front, and normally they're just like a brick by a brick and a half, but this is a brick and a half by brick and a half, so it's a little bit bigger of a pillar. Sort of the same size pillars used in like a pillar and post wall. Obviously fits a half brick in the middle, so I ended up using I brought 3 profiles today, which I never normally do, and I brought my DeWalt drill with some masonry drill bits I got the other day, because drilling out your perp joints for F-clamps, and this is non-specific, these are just cheap F-clamps that are just not ground down or anything, just normal F-clamps from eBay or Amazon. Drilling your joints out, you can get them in a good 20-30 mil easily into them perp joints. You can even make the perp a little bit bigger with the masonry drill bit. I just use a normal DeWalt combi drill because I've got a DeWalt impact driver and drill set that I got the other month, about 5 or 6 months ago now almost. Because I saw the price of tools going up, and I thought, well, with inflation now it's rising, I thought I might as well get these because I'm going to need to use them anyway. Even if I decide to get some Blakes in the future. But I do like aluminiums at the moment. They're quite versatile, and as you can see, I've got a 3 profile set up here on this pillar. Because I've been using a lot of the timber, basically clamping timber to the profiles as stabilizers. A lot of guys recommend these metal ones, but the only reason I use timber is because I can go into any site with a pair of F-clamps and aluminium and just grab any timber that's laying around. I grabbed some 3x1, I grabbed some 2x2, 2-inch by 2-inch sort of pallet stacking, timber stacking wood, and then I had some more timber. I was going to set up another profile when I was running that first big corner you saw at the beginning of the video, but I just ended up building it with the 6-foot level. I just tailed out like 9 or 10 bricks to get like a 20-course corner, because I just thought, because the mud was so close to where the brick was, I was having to dig down to get the profile in, and I didn't want to loosen the brick for when I was going to put the profile on the other side. So and I drilled out a joint, so I was like, it looks a little bit sketchy, so I just built it by freehand because the tub was so close and all the gear was so close to that corner. I just got it cracked on. I started laying bricks today about 8 o'clock. I got my mortar, and then we finished, and then I was sort of driving off the site at 11:30. So in 3.5 hours we got 375, almost 400 bricks down. So that's probably like 125 bricks an hour we managed to lay to get, combined with him just jointing up and loading up. Obviously with the internal if you can see, I've got it's like a 4-way external profile setup, but you see these 2 bits of timber I've got clamped. I don't strap any F-clamps to the blocks at the bottom of the timber. I just trap them, I trap them and then I just shove them over. I have 2 blocks under each bit of timber, you know, shove them over, plumb, and then, you know, just secure them with an extra concrete block. And then if I need to move the clamps at the top, I just loosen the F clamp and just move the profile where I want it. I think it's a less hassle than the way like Charlie Colliston does it, where he clamps a block to the actual timber, because you're having to use 2 extra F clamps at the bottom. And then if you want to move that, not your profile left or right, you have to physically actually move the block, whereas in this case you're just moving the timber in between the block trapping it. So I found that a little bit easier personally. It's just more accustomed to just propping a wall. It feels more natural than having to use extra F clamps. And basically, obviously, if you don't have a BT timber clamp, you can just do the same thing with F clamps. You just need 2 F clamps clamped onto the top, and you probably ideally need your profiles about 2.2 meters high. Mine are about, I think mine are 2 meters high. Maybe they might be one. They might be just 6 foot. I think the same length as my 6 foot level. So you probably need them slightly bigger if you're doing timber clamp setups, or else your last few course you've basically got to take your timber clamps off, which isn't too bad, because if you've got a few slip ties or a few old pointing trowels, you just put them behind the profile, clamp them on with an extra F clamp to your existing work, and you're pretty much set up. That's what I'm going to be doing with this pillar. I'll probably end up clamping some of the NF clamp into some of the joints. So yeah, but the DeWalt drill I'm going to be taking with me every day. I always take my disc cutter just in case I need it, and then I'll be taking basically my drill set, just in case there's there's a fucking screw I need to get out of something, or there's just something in my way. I can just get it out with either an impact driver or a drill. But that drill comes in mega handy. One of my mates has been using one for years while using Blake's, and just never really realised the utilisation of them until just using it just then. It was dead easy. Got there at 7:30. Took me about 30 minutes to set up and get a tub out, and we just brimmed the tub right to the top, and we got through that. We were done by 11:30. I think there's just a little bit of crust at the bottom of the tub that we didn't have any water. Actually, there's no water around because everything was shut. All the houses were shut and stuff. It was a Saturday, so normally I could have gone and got some water from in a house or a back garden, but I just didn't bother today. I just brushed it off with a stiff brush, and then and I managed to find a puddle that had some water in it, so I just knocked the gob up a little bit that was going stiff at the bottom. But we used a tub pretty quick on these perforated bricks, which I've been talking about extensively for the last few weeks, and they're a lot better for doing pick and dip. As you can see, doing the pick and dip backwards at the start of the video, just 1 brick at a time, and then I sort of converted to doing a long spread pick and dip going backwards. When I was working at the other side, at the other corner, working forwards, which I work both ways, either work forwards or backwards depending on where the profile is and how it works best for my racks. I was just doing a front tip. So the no grooves, spread out, long spread, and just tip front of the joint, back of the joint, full perfect. And because I was sort of laying in a way where I was sort of putting my spread for a long spread pick and dip, I was just putting the excess on the front of the joint, to make a full perp. Jamie was pointing the back, and he said there was no problems with the perps not being full. He had no issue really, but I was obviously giving him just some, trying to make it as easy as I could for him, with him just learning. And here you can see also I've got a T-square on this pillar. It's a 1.5 brick pillar. T-square, just a little tool, little Magnuson one, 4 or 5 quid from eBay or Amazon. They're just dead convenient to have if you're doing a lot of pier work or pillar work. This pier or pillar, whatever you want to call it, I think these are classed as piers because they're attached to a wall. But this pillar, I think this is just to cloak your corbel. So your corbel sits on a full brick at the top on these particular garages, on these Miller Home sites. I've done quite a few of these garages. The corbel sits on a brick, at the bottom, and then that back brick is something you build up and that cloaks your corbel. Because I've done a few where we don't cloak where the corbels haven't been cloaked, and basically, it just don't look as good. And also, in the corners of the garage, they have a block pillar on end. Also, they have a obviously a block pier in the centre just to support in. So pretty easy garage really. The only thing that slows you down are these big pillars. But how I'm going to attempt this tomorrow on the Monday, so it's Saturday now that I'm recording this voiceover. Obviously I work today, so I'm basically going to attempt it the same way again. So I've set built that big corner at the back. That's just to basically run my lines off now, and then I'm going to build this pillar, obviously just how I'm continuing building it. I don't get it all the way up today, but just continue tailing out, build it all the way to top. They do have trestles on site, so I think we are trestling it to as high as we can reach. I'll probably try to do that just to get an extra day out of this garage, because I can probably reach comfortably 23 or 24, maybe 25 course off a milk crate. So I might just reach from the ground about 22, and then I'll just put the trestles up and reach another 6 or 7, and then I just leave the corbels off. So I just tie wire out for the corbels, like every 3 course for the corbels. Tie wire out at the height. I haven't actually got the height of the corbels. I'll either copy a garage that's across from me, or I'll also either ask for the drawing, because these garages have been changed multiple times with the lintel heights on the front, and I've got I've done multiple garages with different lintel heights. So I'm going to get off the site manager. I'm going to get the drawing, and hopefully I'll have one. They'll be able to print us one off and make sure. There's no detail on the front of these garages. I've done detail on them as before, but every garage on this job hasn't got detail, but it's always worth checking that there isn't any feature bricks on the front. So I only took the front pillar up about 10 course, but I didn't quite rack round the whole 10 course. So if I had to remove maybe 10 or 15 bricks, if there was a detail, it wouldn't be an issue. But that's why I sort of was trying to elongate my corners as big as I could. So, but I'm 99% sure there's no detail on these. So yeah, that's my plan for on Monday. Build like basically this corner right out, and I was leaving the big racks because I wanted an opportunity for Jamie to be able to load out a bit easier and quicker. So I'm going to get him to lift concrete blocks into the centre for the pillars, because at the time this concrete floor was still a bit green. It'd gone off, it was solid, but the concrete was a bit flaky because it rained the previous day on the Friday, which I had off because it'd give rain. Which I got a bit of a fucking we had a bit of a palaver over that, having a fucking day off. But anyway, it did rain heavily, so this is why the floor was fucking fucked. So we didn't load anything out on the floor, and that's the reason I didn't really load any more, because I didn't want him walking over the slab with loads of bricks if it was still a bit soft. So we just stood on it to point it, just walked over it and stuff, made sure it was all right. So yeah. So you can see the internal profile. I've just got it clamped to the bottom with a block. Well, it isn't even clamped. It's just weighted to the pillar with a block. And it's obviously got 2 braces at the top. Dead easy. There's I'm not putting a lot of pressure against these profiles. Some guys would say, why don't you put a line between them? It's just a waste of time. It's only 1 brick. I've tried putting lines between brick and half pillars before, and all you do is get your pillars out level because the line always varies a few mil, and the brick, and over that length you just better using a 2 foot level, square it round. I've only got 1 pump point at the back. I'm basically just trying to keep the pillar square as I can. Isn't so much of an issue because you'll never see it once it's built if it's a little bit out of square or a little bit in twist, but as long as it's right across the face. The front of these garages only take a lintel, and they don't have any detail over the front anyway, so they have like a course of brick, so you'll never notice even if they get in a little bit of twist. But as you can see, this pillar's pretty straight from what I can see, but it is hard to get the T-square on it, obviously, the set square, obviously, if it's got profiles on. So that's the only thing I find with profiles. You kind of sometimes get your pillar out of square, but it's only a pier at the end of the day. It's only a garage, so I think as long as it's pointed neat and you've got nice even joints, a little bit, your pillar not being dead square, it's not the end of the world. And a lot of the time as well, even if it don't look as square at the bottom, when you get to the top, your joints drift out a little bit, your perps tend to tulip a little bit with pillars. It is a natural thing. So you'll find maybe if it isn't completely square at the bottom, it'll normally be quite square by the top with your joints evening out and your different brick sizes all the way up. because these bricks vary in size quite a bit. So you'll notice my perps are quite big on the gables. Also, I did put a brick mate between my racks, and 20 mil. There's 20 mil. I've got to open up 20 mil on the perps. Well, 15, 20 mil on the perps, and I already had big perps on both corners. I was tailing out big corners, big perps on the corners. At each perp at least 15 mil. You can see that's almost a 15, 20 mil perp. And I was doing that all the way through, and I still had 15 mil, about 15 or 20 mil to open over 7 or 8 bricks at the bottom course. So it's not going to be so much an issue on the on the higher courses, because there's more time to open up and tighten up and make sure that the joints are all even. But on your corners, I tried to make them sort of big perps, so I didn't have so much of an issue fitting the making sure the bricks all fit nicely in between the racks. Also, a big tip for when building corners with profiles and lines like I was doing today, check your corners at the top. Just check them with a level. Even if you're just checking the top of your racks, line them through. Just make sure that it only takes 2 minutes. I use my 6 foot level at the top, on the top brick of the rack. Just see it, make sure it's plumb. Sometimes you can just lay on the line a little bit. Check that, and it was all working well. So I definitely recommend. The big reason we did these big corners, obviously for loading access is a big reason as well. Also, jointing. When you're jointing both sides of a garage, which is the normal case, you want to just limit your jointing. So if you've already jointed, 200 or 300 bricks in a big rack back, when you're filling in the centre, you're not forever chasing your ass jointing. You're getting a lot of it done in one place, especially when you're like I'm 1-on-1 like myself, or 1 and 2 when my old man comes. So I'll be a 1 and 2 officially when the old man, when we get enough work in front of us for the old man to come and give us a couple of days, give us like half a day loading up. That's what I'm gonna be having him come. I'm gonna have him come 12 o'clock, load us out in front, and then to come on a couple of days when we need extra bit of hand. And that's the plan. But the big reason I'm doing it, obviously for jointing reasons, and then when we get to the filling in our racks, me and Jamie can just jump on the line. He can spread for me, get some more trial time, and then we're going to be bringing him on his trial skill on. You know what I mean? Because he's interested. He wants a trade. He wants to learn the trade. And I said I'm going to fucking do everything I can to basically accelerate that as much as I can, because it benefits me, allows me to more production, take on more work. It's just and it's a little bit of an experiment for me, seeing how an apprentice with no experience and who's chilled out as well. Jamie's chilled out guy like me. He's not fucking he's happy with what we're paying him, which is I think it's a good wage, and he agrees, and there's no stress. No stress and hassle. I'm not struggling to cover wages ever. And if there is a day where I'm not sort of earning what I want to earn, he just gets off at normal time, 3:30, 4 o'clock. That's sort of time we're working till these days. And I'll put an extra hour or two in, just normally an extra hour. And that extra hour, you can lay 100 bricks. That's like 55, 60 quid. And that extra hour makes like you're having a bad day to a good day. Do you know what I mean? It's a simple thing. This is what people don't realise with, smaller gangs or 1 and 2s or 1-on-1s or, even 2 bricklayers. If you do an extra couple hours or an extra hour in a day, you can make your day go from a bad day to a good day or a decent day. So, and it's completely under your control. When you're getting big gangs covering hod carriers' wages and stuff, there's a lot of factors. Not everyone wants to do that extra hour. People have got commitments. It isn't always possible to earn money on all types of work. So this is the biggest thing why I work, as a 1 and 2 or a 1-on-1, or, even have been known to work solo. But I'll be, that'll be a thing in the past now, from now on, because I'll not be working on my own again. I basically said I don't want to do remedials. I want to just be on plots, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the coming weeks. But yeah, so hopefully we could get Jamie running in. I don't know what I'm going to do after I build this. After I build this big corner, my plan is build this up 22, 23, and then I might even go and start building the other corner. I'm not sure. And then we could either run all the racks in at once, or I might just run this meeting with him. I might, to be honest, I might give him a chance tomorrow on the Monday. He's just got probably 2 more stacks of bricks to load out. Maybe just open that, few bands, stack them there. I'm going to probably, while I'm finishing the corner, get him to continue loading out the other corner and in between these 2 racks. And then after he's done that, probably at like 9 o'clock, when I'll probably finish the corner at 9 easy. At 9 o'clock, we'll run in for a couple hours till 11, and we'll fill in these 2 racks. We'll have that up easily in a couple hours, and the bricks are quite wet because they've had another dose of rain, and they're in the. I left them in the wrapping because I thought I'm not uncovering them because I'll have to find something to cover them with, and there wasn't. The site was tidy, so there's nothing there. It's coming to the end. It's, this is the last garage. I think there's another house to build after this, where the sales centre is, and that's it. So I left them uncovered, so hopefully the bricks will be a bit wetter, so we can normally build, especially 2 of us, him spreading, it'd be easy, just doing the front tip, full joints, front and back tip, traditional, we'll be able to take this up 22, 23 in no time. We both, with him spreading, me laying, probably like a 10 bricks a minute sort of thing. So if we're laying 10 bricks a minute, we'll probably have it up in an hour or 2, an hour and a half, and then we'll just both joint up together, and then go for some snap. That's my plan on Monday. I don't know what the weather's give. Like I say, the last video about weather apps, on this date, literally 2 days ago, it said this was double raindrops, wash out, didn't get a spot of rain. And then the previous day, there was no rain in the morning when it said it was thundering, but then at 1 o'clock, it absolutely banged it down. So, they did get rain, but obviously I didn't want to work for half a day like they proposed. They asked me to work half a day doing some patching. I said, I don't work for fucking any less than 200 a day. So I fucked it off. So yeah. So that's basically, that's my plan. I've been enjoying these. I enjoyed, building these, using these style of bricks. I was just sick of the red row brick. I was sick of working on red row sites, to be honest, because the brick is just so awkward to work with. Do you know what I mean? The type of brick and the mortar. This mortar is tarmac, I think, but it's a different type of mortar. It's a creamier, nicer mortar. It's not as sticky. As you can see, it was coming off the trowel nice. It lays well with this brick, but the tarmac mortar on the other side is so inconsistent, and the brick just doesn't go well with them. The brick's too dry. It just doesn't. They don't key together very well. You don't get a good finish all the time, and it just makes the day harder. People underestimate it. It's not so much in big gangs, you won't notice it because you're just kind of plowing through work. But like, if you're one-on-one and your performance is the main key of the gang's success, it makes a massive difference. You can see, look, getting like 1 and 2 scrapes on the pick and dip. And I'm taking the head joint off, the head of the joint off when it squeezes out, but I don't really need to do that because the mortar wasn't going off so wet, and I think the temperature made a big difference as well. That was a big reason. So yeah, that was something I'm just looking forward to. It's cooler weather, just change of scenery. Obviously with this site, and because I've got Monday, Tuesday on this definitely, potentially Wednesday depending if we get stopped with weather, and then we've got another garage to finish on this other site, which will take us a day, and then and if they scaffold this in a day, which I doubt they will, but I think we're at least covered for this week's worth of work, and then like next week I think we'll have to be topping this off. I think there's probably 2 or 3 days topping that off. Probably not as good, won't be earn as much doing it, but nevertheless, there's a little bit of work there. And then apparently they're pulling a boundary wall out, so we might be able to drop on that boundary wall in between these scaffold lifts. And it's with these bricks as well, so that's good. So hopefully they get that footing put in wherever it is. I think they're either digging it. I don't know if it's at the front of the side, whereabouts it is. It's near this garage, so I'm gonna scout that out on Monday morning when I get there early. And yeah, it's looking better. Than I was just fed up last week with the fucking topping that wall off, and then this not being ready on Friday. I was just having to work a Saturday. I was just a bit cheesed off. But yeah, definitely. Things are looking positive. I'm definitely, to be honest, I'm doing these garages because I want him to get some more travel time. I agreed to do them because I wanted him to get a bit more up to speed. Because he needs something straight to be doing. I can't put him help building piers and stuff. It's too advanced. So just getting him to run in between racks, dead easy. You can't mess your joints up either because your joints are already set. So and even if I just get him spreading, you can't really spread on a pillar. And these type of bricks as well, the mortar don't go off as quick. I can get it a little bit wetter, more attuned to a traditional. And if you don't smudge it too bad spreading, he's not putting grooves in, he's not cutting the spread off too much, so should be easy as well. Obviously a big thing as well, the mortar drop-ins on racks are a lot less than if you do gables at a time. So we just cleaned up behind us, after we'd pointed up, we just cleaned all the mortar snorts off straight outside the garage, nice and clean. You don't get that build up, especially, always cover up your clean your mortar drop-ins. We used to put damp down years ago, but at the moment, it's dry weather, so we don't need to. And as you can see, I was telling him to do all the perps first, then do the beds and just work his way up. And it was easily quick enough. It was pointing the back up as quick as I was pointing the front up and making sure everything was finished off. So that was good. What else is there? I was going to say something else. When it comes to building, this is the way I'm going to be building houses. With the profiles like this, 3-way profile set up, big rack back, big racks. I'm going to be taking 3 or 4 profiles with me all times really now. Big rack backs, fill them in. It's just easier for loading up, especially in like an house where you'll on your racks you'll need like 3 or 4 stacks of bricks for each rack, for each big corner. It's easier for him to load that out. Help me out, but running a little bit, and then move to the next corner, load that out, and that's where my old man's coming in. He's going to be on the thermalites or the heavies, just loading out one at a time, steady away. Have a half a day, and then get off at snap time. And he'll just do a couple of half a days, it stops me, it keeps the wage bill down as well. I ain't got to pay him too much if he's just doing like 3 or 4 hours, and he's happy coming in, just for an extra little bit of money every week, just help me out really, It just breaks his day, it breaks his week up as well. So that's what I'm going to get him doing, a couple of mornings a week, I think. And that's why I want to be working local, no travelling, as well. So that's why I want to try and work as local as I can for when we get in houses. That's the plan. It's something that I think I'll be getting through. Laying close to 800 to 1,000 bricks a day, hopefully, and then obviously like blocks, I can lay about 300 blocks a day with Jamie helping me out spreading easily. I would have thought so. I don't know, in a gable of 40 bricks long times 22 high, that's like 800 and something bricks. So that's like a brick gable in a day. I think we could get done close to 3 or 4, probably 3 or 4, close to a brick gable in a day. So probably 2.5 days for 2 gable. What do you think? Yeah, 3.5 days for 2 gables, block work up, and then a day for back and front, or half a day for back, half a day for front. So it's like 4 or 5 days per lift. That's what I'm thinking. But I suppose it'd speed me up having it all loaded out as well. So when Jamie gets on the trowel a bit more, yeah, I think it's pretty good. Like a small little square box, with 2 gables back and front. I think I could do it in 5 days. Well, I used to do it in 5 days years ago, back when the prices were shit and I used to chuck them up. I used to do like a pair of a half of a semi in 4 days, I think I did. I did a keep mount, semi-detached in 4 days up to scaffold. So yeah, I'll see what's cracking. So what's cracking. I'll definitely be interested to see what how quick I can get these houses up and maintain some good quality. You know what I mean? Obviously, that's what I'm planning. You know, I've asked to be put on pots with the firm I'm at now, so hopefully they just suddenly come up in the next few days, in the next couple of weeks after I've done these garages, and say, right, start that one. But that's what I need. I'm not doing remedials anymore, so I need more work, need more price work. So yeah, that's basically the video. That's the video today. Obviously the profiles I said about the drill makes it mega easy to put aluminiums on. Leveling them up with a few slip ties. Obviously reducing your jointing with rack backs. Obviously we only worked 3.5 hours today. We worked till basically when we'd have normally had a snap. So we'd have done basically the same again. So we'd have done 750 bricks today, probably, at least, with a flat start. So I didn't think that's that bad. That's without Jamie spreading, so that's just in pointing. I'll probably get it, to be fair, I'm probably going to get to the point where, I'll probably have him pointing both sides when he gets quick enough. And then when he gets a little bit, I think he at the moment, I think he said he's just happy pointing up really for now, instead of getting on trowel. I think he's a bit it's a bit daunting for him getting on trowel, so which is understandable. It's fucking hard going manipulating mortar and stuff like that. So I'm probably just getting pointing both sides, because I said the face, because I've got him on shit side. It's hard pointing back of a garage, for anyone it's awkward. But I might get him pointing both sides after he's got loaded out in front. And I'll see how it goes. I just don't want to fucking overload him with too much and fill his head full of too much shit. To begin with, I just want him to just, build his workload up, to be quite honest, because, I'm making good money as it is, really, with him basically being a complete novice and not really knowing how to do everything. But, if he gets a little bit quicker and, my work rate stays the same, I'm able to keep teaching him, I'll be able to learn him more and take a little bit more time off the trowel, just showing him stuff. So, because that's what's going to slow me down, really, showing him stuff. So if I can get him so he's just doing a little bit more, getting a little bit more loaded out in front and stuff, which he hasn't really had the opportunity to do yet. But hopefully in this coming, next week or two, he'll show us what he can do on getting these garages loaded out. I'm dead to the brick as well. I'm dead to the brick, so when I'm loading out, we're not loading more than 10 more bricks than we need. So there isn't any wasted time there, which makes a big help. I organise how many bricks we need, how many stacks, how high. It takes you 2 minutes on a calculator on a phone. It makes a massive difference. There's gangs out there who say, "Oh, labourer needs to know how to do all that," and it's like, yeah, they do need to know how to do it, but if they're fucking brand new, and you want to limit the mistakes they're gonna make, just sort it for them, show them how to do it multiple times, and then next few times, make them do it themselves. And it's just eat, learn. People don't pick this shit up overnight, and it's a lot to take in, especially when you're moving different sites every week like I am at the moment. Hopefully, I want to find a home that I'm not moving again, at least doing a couple of months on each site before moving, a couple of plots, and then if I've got to move, I'll move. But yeah, that's the dream. But yeah, so happy with the production I've got out today on this garage. Just a breath of fresh air, really. Breath of fresh air. Doing something with four corners and ain't got piers in it. Even though this has got a big fucking pier at the front on each side. With the new profile setups. Hopefully you guys are finding a bit of info. Obviously I do a lot of pier work, but I'm probably not even the best at building piers, to be honest. I'm not even fucking that quick at doing them. I'm just fucking used to it. So hopefully these new profile setups have been speeding me up, and that's for someone who fucking hates using profiles, really. But I'm getting better. I'm getting better with using them. I'm fucking. It took me maybe 5 minutes to set up one profile, which it's working good for me. It only takes me at least 10. So it took me probably 5 minutes to set up this one, 2 minutes to set up these external ones. I think it took me 5 minutes on that one. I had to fiddle around, and then it took me about 5 minutes to do the freestanding one as well. So, I'm getting better as well. I'm getting better, and I'll probably end up clamping this one at the bottom. I'll probably clamp all of these, to be quite honest. That are the freestanding ones. I'll clamp it after, when I go on Monday. That reminds me, I've got to take my tools out of my car because it's still in the car, so I'm going to put them in the garage now. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video, a bit of pick and dip. I know guys hate on the pick and dip, but I do a lot of traditional now. So, I'll be doing a lot more traditional when I get him spreading for me, doing the front and back tip, because it's probably the easiest way, fastest way to fill your joint. Instead of sort of stroking it front and back, the joints fall at both sides. So, with a pick and dip long spread style spread, I'll probably vary from pick and dip to to traditional, depending on just how I feel. But now the mortar is, I've kind of more adapted to how the mortar is now, really, rather than how I feel about laying them. Like, I'd like to lay pick and dip all the time, but obviously I've got I have sort of tried to improve my speed at both, and I have definitely improved traditional as well. Oh, a little tip before I go as well. Don't fill your joints right up to your profile. Leave a little gap. So, I've left my profiles on this weekend. And when I take them off, if I filled that joint right up to that profile, I'm going to now have to chisel it out or scrape out with the jointer. Whereas if you leave it empty, you can just point it in a little bit, just fill it in. So that's my little tip. I've known it for years. I've done it for years, but I got told about it again a few months ago, and I've just thought about it a bit more. And some places don't like it when you leave the profiles on. There's that dry bit of joint. It stops you smudging up to the profile as well, getting that mortar between the profile and the brick, and it stops it pushing the profile out as much. Because when you tap that brick down, that mortar squeezes out the brick and tries to push the profile. Which is some of the downsides of aluminiums, where Blakes come into their own a little bit better. But I don't think I'll be using Blakes anytime soon. They're too heavy to carry around, and I like the timber. I like the timber clamps help. To be honest, I'm going to try get some of these BT clamps in the coming months. I think it'd be worth putting in my clamp box if I can fit a BT. That's the only thing about the timber clamp I don't like. It's a little bit. I can't really get it in my clamp box, I don't think. So I'm gonna have a look. Timber clamp or even T clamp would be ideal to get. So yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I'm gonna put on a little bit of copyright-free music for the last bit of pick and dipping I do during the last couple of course, and then I'll see you guys with some another garage video on. You'll be seeing this on the Monday, and you'll probably be seeing another 2 garage videos. I think I'll just get some more running in. I think I'm just going to get some some footage of Jamie spreading and me running in what he spread. Yeah, that's basically it. That's what I'm thinking we're going to be doing. I'll probably a couple more garage videos, and then hopefully another boundary wall video on these type of bricks, which I'll be infused about using. I'm not just fed up with red row bricks. I'm just fed up with them. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good weekend, and I'm going to probably have a beer and chill out now, guys. I had about 8 last night, actually. I recorded this. I didn't. I had 6 cans. I had 3 cans of cider, 3 cans of Stella, and I still got 375 bricks down in 3 hours. I didn't even think that was that bad. 125 bricks an hour, feeling a bit rough. Hashtag PB. It was a good day. So thanks all for watching, guys, and I will see you in a couple of days with the next one. Pow. Peace out.
was better to wallow than swallow my pride and admit that my life was feeling so hollow and I couldn't handle it. So I called a couple of friends and a caring specialist, and I talked through all of my problems till they started to shrink a bit. Well, nothing's easy, but you gotta believe me, you'll never truly be alone. It's okay to ask for help, don't need to fix it all by yourself. It's okay to find a friend to lean on and talk it out, talk it out. It's okay to ask for help instead of holding on to how you felt. So don't be afraid to go on and reach out. I know it sounds conflicting, but being sad can be addicting. Even when it's awful, still easier than committing. To face you might be missing and do the harder work of fixing all of the broken pieces out of place. Oh. Nothing's easy, but you gotta believe me, you'll never truly be alone. It's okay to ask for help,